The thought hit me, Joe, based on our current environment, where we've got a lot of fear still, a lot of doomsday around the virus. Got to wear a mask, don't want to wear a mask, whatever it is. A lot of political stuff and a lot of yuckiness out there on social media, a lot of stuff. And so just kind of paying attention to the environment, I stepped back from the headlines and I just looked at human behavior and what causes all of this. Hysteria or shaming or whatever. So I'm not going to get into that, but I want you all to understand the context. I was just looking at human behavior. What do we know from psychology about acceptance? Our desire as human beings to be accepted. So I want to talk about that for just a moment, and then I want to tie it into how this affects you in taking steps in your career and your purpose in your work. Okay? So now that I've got everybody's attention, not political, and you can make the connection all you want to, but I'm going to talk about how we as humans are affected by our desire for acceptance, meaning the desire for acceptance drives our actions. Let me break it down. Very simple. We know there's tons of research out there on this, but this is the common sense test. We all long to be accepted. Most of us. You got some sick puppies out there, psychopaths, who don't care what anybody thinks, and they're so sick they don't long for any type of human affirmation or acceptance. Okay, small percentage of people. Most people, and I would say even the psychopaths, at some point in their life, they all of us long for acceptance. We desire to be accepted, to belong to society as a whole, but then start shaking it down. We belong to be a part of a people group. So here's what happens. The desire to be accepted is so overwhelmingly strong that when we are not accepted in the form of a decision we make, we're going to do this, I'm going to do this, or I believe this, or a belief that we espouse. And if somebody disagrees with us, not even necessarily aggressively, but just, what? That's what you're going to do? Why would you do that? Why do you think that? Why do you believe that? Where'd you come up with that idea? Okay? Whatever it is. When we meet resistance, in other words, our belief is not accepted or our actions are not affirmed, what happens is we begin to question what we believe and question what we said we're going to do, or question what we are doing. It's natural. So understand, this is part of the deal when it comes to being a human. Our desire for acceptance makes us go, whoa, and we recoil a little bit. Now here's where this goes wrong. If we have done our homework, and it comes from a place of deep belief, then questioning what you believe because other people don't accept it or don't affirm it, if that makes you shrink back and not say anything, not do anything based on that belief, well, that's a problem. If you are sacrificing and taking the actions to fulfill your calling, and parents or grandparents or friends or teachers question that, they don't accept it at first or completely, and it makes us go, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. This is the downside of the desire to be accepted. We act based on the desire to be accepted. So we'll go, oh, well, these people that I like question this. They didn't accept my plan, my ideas. Well, I'm not going to do that. So this affects the conversation that we have here on the Ken Coleman Show every day. Be careful of the desire to be accepted or the desire not to be shunned. That's the other side of this. I want to be accepted. I want people to go, oh, this is wonderful. Or your belief. Absolutely, I agree with your belief. Or we don't want somebody to go, you're wrong. That's a bad idea. That's careless. Whatever the situation is, however this hits you, understand that at some point, we've got to realize that it is our life, it is our heart, it is our purpose, it is our vision, it is our mission. And not everybody is going to accept your ideas or your plan or your vision. Welcome to the world. But when you let your desire to be accepted or your desire to not be shunned drive your decision-making and your actions, that's when you are essentially leaving the path to purpose and moving towards the path of confusion. You will spend your whole life going, well, I thought I was supposed to go over here, but Uncle Larry said it was a bad idea, and says, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. So now what? Well, throw another idea out there. I hope Uncle Larry likes this one. Well, Uncle Larry likes this one, but dadgummit, just when I got excited about Uncle Larry liking it, Joe, I ran into Aunt Mabel, and Aunt Mabel thought it was a little silly. So now what do I do? And so what happens is you're like a rat in a maze that never finds the cheese. You just spend your life, I'm going this way, boom, oh, resistance, I'm going to go over here, boom, oh, met resistance over here. Joe, you love these sound effects, don't you? That's what it is, right? We're constantly bumping into resistance, and because we didn't get acceptance, we turn the other way. So what's the takeaway, Joe? Once you find your cheese, it's your cheese. Go after your cheese, man. Somebody else got a different cheese. Go after yours. Stop worrying about what everybody else thinks and believes about what you know you are created to do. That's when we have the ability and the maturity to overcome the desire to be accepted on everything we say and do. Good gracious, Joe. You know what this is, by the way? It's maturity. It's true maturity. Not everybody's going to agree with what you want to do. I can't tell you how many times I had good friends tell me, you're too old, Coleman. You're too old to go after this. Well, Joe, I would like to announce today on the show that I wasn't too old, and here I am, baby.